Welcome back. We will be looking at quality costs in this segment, in particular the management of it. Of course, you're going to manage it by looking at the different classifications. Now, why this is important is because monitoring the costs of quality is the first step. So you need to kind of break it down to different components based on their behavior to make the entire process easy. The aim is to minimize overall costs of quality, and appropriate measures and targets should be developed based on the quality costs that you have identified. And these can be used as KPIs, these can be used to assign targets, and these can be used depending on whether the staff achieves those targets. These can be used to reward the employees. So there are four subtypes of quality costs, all of them grouped under two major headings: uh, costs of conformance and costs of non-conformance. Conformance and non-conformance. So costs of conformance are broken down into two parts: prevention and appraisal. Prevention costs and appraisal. Costs of non-conformance are broken down into two: internal failure and external failure. So let's try to understand this. Any expenses that you incur in order to prevent quality related issues, that is prevention costs. So basically during the design stage, during the pre-manufacturing stage, pre-production stage, taking care of the machinery, ensuring the even if it's a factory, ensuring that all the pre-production processes are safe, and you do your best to ensure that nothing goes wrong during the production and after production. That all of that is prevention costs. You want to prevent a failure or quality issue from occurring. Appraisal is essentially, once you manufacture the product, cost of inspecting the quality. Right? That's a big. Generally, that's a significant part. If you are manufacturing large volumes, you would just do sample inspections. But appraisal, anything that you do to review, anything that you do to analyze, anything that you to study, anything that you do to inspect the quality and related aspects, that is called appraisal costs. So those two are conformance, costs of conformance. That is basically you trying to conform to the highest quality before it becomes the packaged end product, right? With costs of non-conformance, that this is basically costs of quality that you have to incur because you didn't take measures, or because your measures didn't work in terms of preventing and appraising. So internal failure is essentially you being able to identify that your products have failed to meet the quality standards before the customer or before the customer actually gets the product. So whatever, during the point of finishing your product to the customer receiving the product, if you are able to identify that there is a quality issue, then the customer doesn't know it, right? So you have a reputation saving there. So before the customer gets the product, if you identify any quality cost, this is called internal failure. It's still internal. It's an internal matter in the business. But external failure means, as you rightly guess, it's fairly straightforward. Once the customer knows, there's no going back. So external failure is costs arising from a failure to meet quality standards after the product or service reaches the customer. So then, of course, bad reviews, to refunds, to reputational damage, to stress and all of that. And sometimes you have to arrange the logistics. If it's an online business, maybe you promise that shipping is free, etc., etc. So all of this will cause some challenges. Now, what we need to understand is that if we are very much focused on conformance, then cost of conformance will be high, sure, but it will definitely have a positive impact on costs of non-conformance. And it's actually quite good to have it that way. The organization's information systems should be capable of identifying and collecting these costs. It will lead to a greater management focus on quality. Okay, so you have a few examples here. Actually, one example, all you have to do is look at the line item and break it down into what you feel it is. In terms of cost classifications, you can check it. Now, for example, training your employees would be a prevention cost, right? You're training them so that they don't make mistakes, so that you can prevent any mistakes from occurring. Product testing is appraisal cost, right? Inspection, appraisal cost. Rework would most probably be internal failure, right? You're reworking the product. However, warranty would be a external failure product. So you can actually check the answer, but this is just to help you classify the different costs. So on that note, we have understood what kind of different quality costs are there. The overall objective of a company is to manage these costs and minimize these costs while not compromising on quality to the best of their ability. Thank you so much and good luck.